Hello, my name is Candice and I handle the design part of the business.
My name is Margaret and I handle the marketing part of the business.
We used to be lost in law school and now we are found in freelancing.
Okay, we're gonna talk about a lot of stuff here. Freelancing, branding, business, pricing, mindset, productivity, how to get your clients.
Oh my god, you talk too much.
Okay, we're not starting yet, right?
Can we just tell them what the podcast title is?
This is Article and Design
A podcast made by Filipino freelancers
for Filipino freelancers.
Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Article and Design Podcast. So finally in this episode we are going to discuss the dreaded topic that we don't really refuse to discuss but we have to because a lot of the members in our group, Super Freelancers PH in Facebook, have been requesting us to do a podcast about how to do tax as a self-employed Filipino freelancer. So in this episode, we won't tell you why you should register, but we will share to you how to register based on our experience. So Margaret, I'm gonna ask you, why should we pay our taxes?
Bakit nga ba? Yeah.
Um,
There is quite a lot of reason why you should pay your taxes. Of course, number one, because you're a Filipino citizen, and it is our duty actually as a citizen. Now we have to pay taxes, diba? Kasi yun yung umiikot din sa ano natin, paano pinapatakbo yung country natin. But there's a lot of other things, but we can raise four major reasons bakit natin kailangan bayaran yung tax natin. So number one, trust. When you pay your taxes, so it means now you're a registered like freelancer or self-employed ka, diba? Ganun, or sole proprietor. Of course, client will collaborate with you if you're actually credible and trustworthy. Kasi parang, diba nakikita natin yung mga DTI registered, diba? It gives proof actually for freelancers or business owners na legit naman sila and everything. Kasi like, lalo na sa panahon ngayon na ang daming scam na nangyayari, please wag kayo maging ganon. So if you pay your due, your taxes, nakakatulong din yun sa credibility mo as a freelancing business. Number two, it gives you a marketing advantage. Bakit? Kasi it gives you actually the confidence. Okay? You will be more confident to market it because you know na you're actually a legitimate business owner. And of course, if you're a business owner, you can issue official receipts, di ba? Minsan may humihingi ng mga clients ng official receipt, di ba? Kasi syempre gagamitin din nila yun sa tax nila and everything, mga taxable income and such. When you're capable actually to provide receipts, then that's actually your one of your marketing advantages, di ba? Kasi nga registered ka and you're paying your dues. It can also, of course, ito helpful to, no? Sa mga registered business owners. Kasi as a freelancing business, meron tayong mga business expenses. Okay? Of course, for example, as a freelancer, kailangan mo ng laptop na maayos, di ba, Candice? And kailangan mo ng other equipments. Like for example, if you're like us, or we're using microphones, we're investing sa mga audio para mapakinggan nyo kami ng maayos. Even like yung mga papers or printers or ink. So, ganun. So, other business expenses, pwede mo siya kasi isasali doon as taxable income mo. So, number four is ITR. So, income tax return. So, hindi ka magkakaroon ng ITR if hindi ka mag-register, okay, ng business mo. Anong importance ng ITR? So, ITR is one of the basic requirements when applying for loans. Diba? And then, credit cards, yung mga ganon, mga HMOs, yung mga Medicare. And most of all, guys, yung ITR is actually one of the requirements when you apply for visa abroad.
yes.
Diba? Hinahanapan ka ng ITR para ma-check nila kung you're actually an abiding citizen and you're actually a citizen sa Philippines na may mga obligations na hindi naman gagawa ng masama sa country nila, diba? Or babalik ka sa Philippines. Those are some of the things bakit kailangan nyo mag-pay ng taxes with regards to your freelancing business. So tulad ng sinabi namin kanina, we're going to tell you the how. 'Di ba? Kasi alam niyo naman talaga actually na kailangan niyong magbayad ng tax, 'di ba? So sasabihin namin ngayon, 'pag hindi pa kayo nag-file or hindi pa kayo nagbayad, ganito yung mga kailangan niyo. So number one, guys, is TIN, Tax Identification Number. So regardless marami kang businesses, isa lang talaga yung TIN mo. Diba? So this is very important. So you have to get it from the EIR. So number two, guys, is kailangan mo ng birth certificate from PSA. Yung PSA is Date Yan Siyang NSO. All right? So number three is you have to have at least 2 government-issued valid IDs. So for example, ano yung mga yun? Driver's license, kung wala kang driver's license, passport, or PRC, and SSS, yung mga ganon. So any government-issued na valid IDs mo. And number four, guys, you have to fill out or you have to have the BIR Form 1901, which is the form na kailangan ng mga freelancers. So remember the number 1901. Okay, yun yung form na kailangan nyong fill upan. All right, so those are the basic things. So now we have to proceed sa standard process. Right, Candice?
Okay, so you have two options when registering. So number one, as a sole proprietor. So first thing you must do is go to DTI and get your own business name, and then get your business permit in your respective city hall, and then after that register in BIR. But recently BIR released a memorandum circular where they are going to waive the business permit requirement para mas mapa fast track pa yung pag-register mo. However, if you need to open a bank account, you still need the business permit. So like for us, since we have a corporate account for article and design, we really need to get the business permit for us to open a corporate account for article and design. And then the second option when registering is as a self-employed professional or freelancer, and you go directly to BIR. Okay, so let's now go to the standard process on how to register as a Filipino freelancer. So secure your TIN if you still don't have one, but if you are transitioning from employed to self-employed professional, you shall undergo a transfer of TIN from the RDO or Revenue District Office of your previous employer to your current location address RDO. So, it really depends, guys, kung bibilisan niyo yung pag-process nito. In some RDOs, it would take about a week. Pero yung sa iba naman, it would take about a month. So, what you should do para mapabilis is to always follow up with your RDO. And then, if nakuha mo na yung lahat ng mga basic requirements na na-mention ni Margaret, then proceed to the BIR RDO that covers your present address. And then, from there, if hindi mo pa na-fill up yung BIR Form 1901, i-fill up mo na yun, pwede sa bahay mo na i-fill up para pagdating mo dun sa office, diretso ka na magbabayad. Okay, after mo ma-fill up ang Form 1901, pay the following fees to the new business registrant counter. So, you pay the annual registration fee of 500 pesos and then documentary stamp tax of 30 pesos. And then after that, BIR printed receipt. So we were given an authority to print to have our own receipt printed, and we paid 700 pesos for that. Also, you will be required to buy at least 2 journal books, one for income book and the other one for the disbursement book. So only authorized BIR accredited printer can print official receipt. Depending on the RDO, the whole process of registering to deliver the receipts will take 2 weeks to 4 weeks. But basically, by the 3rd week, you should already have your certificate of registration and invoice or receipts on hand. Dapat babalik ka ng BIR if maraming tao sa BIR nyo or sa RDO nyo. So, estimate mo lang around 2 to 3 weeks, you go back to BIR and get your receipt. And then, after that, you pay the registration fee at a BIR authorized agent bank. So their authorized agent bank is actually Land Bank, but recently because of COVID, they are already allowing payment inside the BIR office already. But do not forget to secure 2 photocopies of the proof of payment as you will need them later, especially if kukunin mo na yung certificate of registration mo and your receipts. So that's it. You are done. And the actual process is actually not that complicated. It's the waiting time from one step to the next that is actually very taxing. And one really needs to invest time and effort, and most of all, a lot of patience and understanding.
If you don't like going through sa lahat ng hassle na yon, yung minention ni Candice, you can actually avail of the assistance ng local or nearby tax firms ninyo. Like kami ni Candice, we hired ourselves an accountant and a bookkeeper. Ganun. So, in the beginning, we actually handled it ourselves, but eventually kasi syempre, busy na kami guys. And then may progress, so we finally hired our own bookkeeper to handle all our mga taxes and everything, diba? Kasi they're actually there to do that. They're an expert, diba? Hindi naman namin expertise yun. So, bibigyan lang natin sa expert, ano? Diba? Kasi specialization nila yun.
So if you're curious about the Super Freelancers course, which is a course for Filipino freelancers on how to fast-track your freelancing career in 21 steps, we have something for you as our podcast listener. Please go to articleanddesign.com/enroll-here to be the first to know when we launch and get 500 pesos discount code on the upcoming course. This is exclusive for our podcast listeners only. So thanks for taking your time.
So we get this a lot na natatakot sila na mag-register kasi feeling daw nila yung na-earn nila mapupunta lahat sa babayaran nilang taxes. Do not get scared or afraid to register in BIR because you think you don't have enough money to pay for taxes. Very wrong siya na perception or interpretation na pag magre-register ka sa BIR, yung lahat ng earnings mo sa freelancer mapupunta lahat sa pag-pay mo ng taxes. That is not true because we already have train law in effect, yung Tax Reform for Acceleration and Inclusion Act, na those who earn below 250,000 are exempt from paying taxes. So you don't have to pay a single cent, you just have to declare that you do not have no earnings or that you earn below 250,000. So yun lang, wala kang babayaran but you just really have to file. Okay, so remember that all those who will be found later doing business without complying with the registration or the updating of their requirements, and those who failed to declare past due taxes or unpaid taxes shall be imposed with a fine of not less than 5,000 but not more than 20,000 and imprisonment of not less than 6 months but not more than 2 years.
Okay, takot na ako. Gusto ko pa-file na ako. So guys, mag-file na kayo,
Oo. We're not scaring you, pero yun lang. Yun nga, may mga consequences talaga. Diba? So, be a good citizen and pay your taxes. So, remember nyo lang yung mga advantages na na-mention ni Margaret earlier.
You just have to decide kung ano yung i-file nyo, if you're a number one, sole proprietor, or you will file as a self-employed professional. So, gagawin nyo, prepare nyo yung mga documents and requirements na kailangan nyo, and then isundin nyo yung process na sinabi ni Candice. And that's it. You actually have an option to hire someone or go to the tax firm na kilala niyo or malapit sa inyo if you wanted them to do it for you. But ano lang yan, addition lang yan, guys, is you have to pay, of course, for their expertise. You have to pay for additional fees na kasi magpapagawa kayo sa kanila, di ba? But if I were you guys, if I am a freelancer, mas gusto ko talaga na ako mo nagagawa nito. Or alam ko, di ba? Alam ko yung ins and out. And then pag lumaki yung freelancing business mo, which is not if, but when. So pag lumaki na yung freelancing business mo, saka ka na ano ng tax firm mo and whatsoever. So yeah, that's it.
By the way pala, caveat lang. So what we mentioned are actually standard process on how to register as a freelancer, but I think there are actually some of you or yung mga ibang RDO or Revenue District Office, meron silang mga additional requirements na nire-require. So this is actually just a RDO per RDO basis. So, for example, meron kayong mga ordinances na meron kayong additional requirements, then you just have to deal with that in your respective RDO. So that's it. We will put all the links in the description box below to guide you kung saan kayo pupunta, and you can just follow the process that we discussed here in the podcast and just download all the forms in the links that we'll provide you, and that's it. You're good to go. So you just really have to wait because yung ibang process ng BIR, it won't really just take one day. It would take up a lot of your days, but you just have to be patient because we are good citizens of the Republic of the Philippines. And we follow our laws because tax is the lifeblood of the government.
I like it. Familiar, no? Law school na law school.
uh, so that's it, everyone. We hope that this podcast episode has been helpful to you, and we'll see you in the next one.
Thanks, guys. Bye. Thank you for listening to this episode of the podcast.
If you enjoyed it, please take a second to leave a review over Apple Podcasts.
And be sure to check out our courses at A&D Creative Lab.
You can find our courses at articleanddesign.com and go to the Creative Lab.
You can also join our Facebook group, Article and Design, Super Freelancers PH.
Oh, be part of our 1 million mission, transforming 1 million Filipino freelancers into super freelancers. See ya!
If you're like me and you hate doing your laundry, Labada Master is here for you. Labada Master is located in front of Energy Park in Apcon, Quezon City. You can call them at 0921-214-8452 or visit their website at labadamastertagum.com. You can also check out their Facebook page, Labada Master, for more info. So, if you hate doing your laundry, Labada Master loves it.